Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where it's really dark right now, and I'm wondering if there's something we can do about that because YouTube doesn't like it when it's this dark. So let's check the settings real quick while we're here. And is there anything in here? It should probably be under like graphics. What do we got? Any sort of a gamma or ambient light slider? No? If there isn't one, then I feel like that's an oversight. It is unfortunate. Yeah, there isn't one, as far as I can tell there, from a quick perusal. Well, that's sad. It's very dark. We might have to add lights to our craft. That's okay. We can definitely do that in the future. For now, what we want to do is we want to head out to the moon. We've got our specific site that we want to go to. So we'll set the moon as our target, and sometime around here or so is when we want to burn out to the moon. So despite our slightly awkward situation timing-wise, we have a decent amount of DV here. I'm just changing our moon periapsis. What is that? That is, yeah, I know we're encountering moon. What is the moon periapsis? 24 kilometers. That's pretty good. So that's 866. Let's head on over to the node here. That's not very far away, and we'll warp over. We'll be out of this darkness very shortly. So that is good. And we are going to mostly keep to the light anyway, because we're going to be powered by solar panels, right? So mostly we want things to be in the light anyway. So here's the sun coming up. We can finally see things. Fantastic. The question is this burn going to be on the dark side? It's kind of looking like it. Actually, it's going to be right before. We're basically on the Terminator. Okay, I like it. So we're going to warp forward a little bit. 30 seconds, 20, 10, and 3, 2, 1, 0. Go ahead and throttle. There you go. Cool. I think we were slightly late here. But overall, this will be fine. It's about a 1 minute, 20 second burn, so no problem whatsoever there in theory. I'm noting there's some rocking back and forth going on here. That's interesting. Indicative of being over-gimbaled, perhaps, but it shouldn't be a big problem. It's going to be 866 delta V to get us there. It looks like the burn timer is not absolutely phenomenal here. So let's just keep an eye on it here. Like, it looks like this node is not telling us the correct amount. We're being lied to somewhere here. Let me put it that way. So we're pushing out that Kerbal apoapsis. About 30 seconds of burn left here, allegedly, according to this. But we're going to start seeing exponential gains here. Also, the music is a little bit on the loud side, is it not? After this burn, I'll adjust that, because that definitely does seem to be the case. So let's just move on through here. We've got about 15 seconds of burn time left. And how much burn time do we have left in this tank? Well, it should be a little bit more than that. We should be able to get a little bit of our braking burn done. Although emphasis on little. So about 3, 2, 1, and I'm just slowly pushing us forward here. That looks about right. Moon periapsis is 23. We can work with that. Okay, so as I was saying, the music apparently, like, scales up its audio while we are... So that's ambient sound. The music scales up its audio while we are burning, it feels like. So I'm going to bump that down to, like, 35. I think that's too quiet when we're not burning, though. It is. Okay, so that's a bit of a problem. We'll think about how we want to solve that. For now, I'm just going to leave it here, and hopefully it won't be too bad. Okay, so we're going to warp our way up to about here. Off we go. Hi, Moon. I'm not sure where you are, but you're around here somewhere. That's Kerbal. That's Moon. Fantastic. So we need to start up a burn right here at the periapsis. And we're going to do a retrograde burn, circularizing this. Now, this is probably going to eat up more than what we have in this phase. That's okay. So we'll just circularize it somewhere around there. That puts our periapsis at 15 and our apoapsis at about 30. That's not necessarily exactly where I want it to be. I want it to be right on that periapsis, if we can. About like that. That's better. It's not perfect, but it will do. So we're going to be pointed to the node here. So we'll just slowly rotate on around. That burn is going to be about a 47-second burn, 311 meters per second. So I think it's very clear at this point, if we didn't have that backflip ascent issue that lost us a lot of momentum through the atmosphere, and also if I had remembered to jettison these guys, let's do that right now, then we would have enough delta V to enter orbit on this stage. And that would be perfect. We'd be very pleased with that. So these are just going to slowly float away here, and that's fine. We're just aligning to this node, getting a little bit of distance between them. We can potentially warp this forward, but this one's going to bounce off of us, and that's fine. This mass should have been gotten rid of earlier, but I forgot. It's absolutely okay. So we're going to let those clear. Cool. And let's warp to this position. So we're just falling down to the moon here. And around we go. Lack of stellar exposure. Yes, it is very dark now. And we've got about 30 seconds here. We can go by instruments. That's absolutely fine. 10 seconds. Okay, 2, 1, mark. So there we go. Interestingly, the audio didn't seem like the music didn't seem to increase this time. Well, that's fine. We're going to enter orbit here, and that debris is actually going to slingshot out of the moon, and that's absolutely fine. So let's just continue to... Oh, we need to change our stage. That would help. There we go. Stage changed, and let's just get ourselves into a circular orbit. We'll have more delta V here than we did last time, which is, of course, good, because we're going to have to do a pretty significant inclination change to get up here. Now, it's also currently on the dark side, and we may want to take a number of orbits here. We likely do want to take a number of orbits. Because this is just entering the dark side, I believe. And that's awkward timing for us. Okay, cutting the throttle here, that'll do. That puts us at 20 and 27. It's close enough, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to the periapsis, and I'm going to burn retrograde there, allowing us to circularize this. It's only a very, very small burn to do so. About like that. Okay, we'll align for that, and we'll see what direction this is moving in. I believe it's moving into the darkness, though, not into the light, which is unfortunate for us. So let's get aligned, and we'll see what that timing looks like. We're going to want to change our inclination, like, here-ish, but I don't want to land up here if it's on the dark side, because everything is so dark right now. Like, if we look at the... Yeah, I don't want to land in this darkness. That's definitely for sure. That would not go well on YouTube. Okay, let's warp on around. Excellent. Funnily enough, some of the debris was captured, probably from bumping us, and some of the debris is indeed on a slingshot trajectory. Hilarious. Okay, so let's just bring this around, and we're going to do this 3 delta V burn. This is going to be a very, very minor burn. Okay, about 40 seconds. Let's warp forward a bit. 30, 20, 10, and 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. Overshot it a little bit. It's close enough. That'll be absolutely fine, and let's take a quick peek here at where this is. Okay, yup. So this is going to be a little bit problematic, specifically because this is going into the dark side here, and we don't necessarily want that. So let's hop back to the tracking station. At the tracking station, we can get rid of this debris, and we can also warp faster. I think. We can go to 100x? Yeah, I'm aware of how the tracking station works. But we can't go beyond 100x. Uh-huh. Why can't we go beyond 100x? That's intriguing. So that means this is going to take an awful long time at 100x. I bet it's because we're still technically at the ship. Let's go to the KSC here. And now we're able to go faster. Okay, so KSC. Okay, hang on. Now we go to the tracking station. Yeah, now we're able to go faster. So I don't want to control on the ComSat. I want to focus, not the ComSat. I want to focus on the moon lander. Well, more specifically, I want to focus on the moon. And from here, we can warp considerably faster than 100x. This is 1000x. This is 10,000x. We're just waiting for this to make its way around until it is in the light side. Fantastic. So yeah, we don't actually technically leave the ship. That's interesting. Well, let's fly Moonlander 4 here, and that is absolutely phenomenal. We're apparently tumbling. I'm not sure why that happened, but whatever. It's absolutely fine. Now, actually, we're in a pretty good inclination right now. We can create a maneuver plan here to bring ourselves over it about like this. 160 meters per second. Do it. Get into position here. And that'll be absolutely fine. We want to land right here, right? So that's okay. We can definitely do that. That'll be only 167 meters per second. That feels pretty good, to be honest. I'm actually surprised our inclination was this close. I figured we'd have to do a more extreme inclination change than this, but this isn't bad. So let's warp forward a little bit here. We're 20 seconds away, 10 seconds away, and 3, 2, 1, mark. So we're getting ourselves some Delta V out in this sideways direction here from our current trajectory, and that's just going to change our overall inclination here. We don't care about our periapsis and apoapsis at this point. We just want to change the overall direction that we're flying in, and we want to fly directly over this guy. Then, what I want to do, can we see that site from here? Is that this? It might be that. We'll keep an eye on it. And, yep, this is not quite where we want it to be. A little bit further. Okay, that'll do. That's close enough. Next, what I want to do is I want to start a retrograde burn about right here. If I can grab the retrograde marker, that would be nice. I guess maybe grab the prograde marker and bring it down this way. That's not super ideal. Okay, we're going to need to do this right now. So yeah, that's definitely the site of the mysterious radio signal. So we're going to come around here and begin burning off this relative speed. And I want to check in here. Can we see how much fuel is in these tanks? If not, that seems like a significant oversight, because how do we know when to detach these tanks? Right? That's definitely an intriguing question. No doubt about that. So we're going to need to burn this way. We might be a little bit too late to burn this way, but we absolutely need to do so. Let's extend these guys. I really feel like we should be able to see how much fuel is in each of these tanks specifically. Maybe we're lacking a tech for that or something, because that would be a significant oversight if that's missing. So that Mooner signal is about 17 kilometers away. So it's actually only about 1 kilometer away in terms of ground distance, and we need to slow down a fair amount more, right? No doubt about that. So we're going to have to overburn this direction. That's reasonably fine. We're going to overshoot this. We're a little late to start this burn. About 250 meters per second, so yep, This is definitely going to be the case. I want to hold attitude right at the horizon line here. We're only moving at about 180 meters per second right now in orbital velocity. In surface mode, 150. Okay. So we're continuing to bring that right on down, but we need to go back this direction a decent amount, right? So that is fine. We just need to turn our directionality around. There's going to be a little bit more delta V than we wanted to burn here, but we'll keep an eye on it. We can see here our surface velocity is starting to go up. So we've now reversed our directionality. I want to overshoot this, and I want our impact point to be about here or so. Maybe a little further than that. Yeah, about here feels good. So we're going to continue to burn this to about there. We'll call that good. We'll put this at retrograde. This is surface retrograde. And we're currently moving pretty decently, but I'm going to want to kill that overkill velocity fairly soon. Or more specifically, I'm going to want to bring this down virtually to 0. Okay, commencing that burn now. Cool. So, we're definitely overshooting in this directionality. That's fine. That is, in fact, what I want to do. Although, I don't want to overshoot. I want to overshoot a little less than this. We're overshooting a little more than I would have liked. So let's burn it back this way for the moment. And we can see we're only like 6 kilometers above the surface. So we need to bring this right on back at this point and be working on dealing with that motion for the moment. So we're only at about 60 meters per second. I want to bring this back over this way a little bit. Okay, only at about 20 meters per second for right now. Our current trajectory is taking us here. That seems quasi-decent, although maybe a little further, actually. Okay, I'm looking at where this is putting our actual position here. Interesting. Very interesting the way that that's working. So it's going to need to be up like this direction. Yeah. Burning about there. Okay, now we'll put this at retrograde. That looks reasonably fine. So there's definitely something there. No doubt about that. We're only moving at about 20 meters per second right now. But that looks reasonably fine. This is going to be putting us... maybe it's a little more off than I thought it was. Okay. That moves around a fair amount. Let's take ourselves out over this way for the time being. Now back to retrograde. Yeah, that's pretty close. Okay. So we're about 2.5 kilometers above the surface right now, and just slowly working on bringing this down. We're going to have to travel a little bit over there, I'm sure, but that's reasonably fine. So we're about 1.5 kilometers above the surface right now. I'm starting our braking burn. We definitely need to slow this down. Yeah, that is not a natural thing. No doubt about that. Okay, let's let this fall a little bit more. We're still about 900 meters above the surface. But that is definitely not natural. That's for sure. Looks like a Stargate or something. Cool. So let's begin this deceleration burn. We're about 500 meters above the surface. Down to about 10 meters per second. Okay. Decelerating again. And from here, let's just start a very gentle deceleration. Moving at about 12 meters per second right now. And we're going to be putting down less than half a kilometer away from this. So that should be reasonably fine. About 10 meters per second. I want to decelerate a little bit more. We could head off over this way. We've got the fuel to do it, but I think this is close enough. So we're at about 3 meters per second right now, 3.3. I'm not sure if we're going up or down here, or if we're just holding exactly steady. I want to put this in up at this point, kicking up regolith. Okay, let's decelerate a little bit. Okay. And there we have touchdown. Fantastic. So we're 440 meters away from this. What do we actually have to do here? Let's hop over to mission control real quick. Find the source of the mysterious signal on the moon. Okay, so we've landed there. No doubt about that. Let's hop back to the tracking station and fly this guy. So that's all fine. We've landed here. No doubt about that. I guess we need Jeb to EVA. And we can see what experiments we could run. Although, hang on. Do we need to run this environment survey? We probably should. Okay, so we've got that environment data. Looks great. Now, Jeb is going to EVA. I put us in chase cam. Hang on. Capture cam, I think? No, this isn't right. Body cam. Yes, this looks correct. So that's fine. Jeb is going to EVA. And Jeb is going to hop down onto here. Then I want to... Whoa, Jeb, are you okay? No, Jeb, why are you spinning wildly? Can you not? Let's just exit here. Whoa, Jeb. What are you doing? Jeb, can you not do that? I think we're in the wrong cam mode. This is auto cam? Auto cam seems to work better. Okay, so let's run our surface survey here and run our crew observation. Can we do those simultaneously? We cannot. Noted. So that's fine for now. And we'll run our crew observation. May as well, as long as we're here. Then we're going to head over and see what we can find over here. This thing is definitely not natural. That's for sure. So there's the crew observation done. This site name is going to be called the Radio Arch. Okay, let's get that done. Phenomenal. And then we need to go over here and see what's going on. So, we're going to need to save some monoprop, I think. Let's make sure that our jetpack is off for right now. If we jump, how high do we jump? Oh, we should be able to get back here even without monoprop. Okay, that's cool. So in that case, if we were to run over here, how long would it take? That's going to take a while. Okay, let's jump. Jetpack on. And let's go. So this is the site of the radio signal, for sure. We're going to need to see what we can see here. I'm starting to decelerate here. Okay, and we're just going to touch down about here. So apparently that was all we needed to do, was show up here. Okay, that sounds good. We're apparently automatically running the surface survey. Okay. And let's run our crew observation as well, as long as we're here. Then we're going to have to head back to our moonlander, but that's, of course, not very far away. And this should have already run, right? Maybe not. I'm wondering if Jeb can't hold more than this. The arch is too hard to break a piece off to examine. Okay, so apparently, yeah, experiment already in storage. He can hold these. Good to know. So let's hop back to mission control real quick. And we'll submit this. We can't believe what you found. If we didn't have visuals, we'd have thought it was a prank. Did you notice the bronze filigree of the arch? I swear I was looking at that exact shade to tile my bathroom. I did notice the bronze filigree. Yeah. Did you also notice the crystal spheres on the arch? At first I thought, wow, it's a bit gaudy, but then I realized there's a pattern. Did you notice how bright the crystal at the center is? Like a certain sun that you shouldn't stare directly into? And the 7 crystals that surround it? Guess how many celestial bodies orbit Kerbal? Okay, so, yep, that is fine. What an architectural marvel indeed. So Mission Control is workshopping 2 theories. They think it might be a message. Okay. So they're working on decoding it. That's fine. We get 350 science. Now, we've got wheelin' and dealin'. Launch a vessel with at least 4 wheels. That's definitely something that will happen. Bad signal. So we're picking up static over Minmus. Orbit a probe with a comms antenna above Minmus. Okay, that's easy enough to do, but what we should do right now, of course, is return Jeb. So we're going to head over to the tracking station, and we're going to get Jeb back into his craft. So Jeb, you need to head back to your moonlander, and back we go. Cool. We'll bring this up to a few meters per second. We've got plenty of monoprop for this. No concerns whatsoever there, really. Okay, we should probably start braking here. We're definitely moving a lot slower now. I'm still going to continue to brake a little bit. And we grab on. Fantastic. So Jeb is back in, and we've added new research reports. Fantastic. Have we already run this environment survey? Yes, we have. So we're ready to head back at this point, but it is time to put a cut in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we are going to return from the moon. And we'll have to put a comsat up over Minmus, apparently. We may want to put one up over the moon as well. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Atala, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12 UK, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.